All right, very nice. So let's get started. This is a half an hour foam roller class. So if you can have a mat, sometimes I prefer, and I might change it out, a little thicker mat when we get onto our elbows versus just a yoga mat. So that's going to be, right over here. And obviously you need a foam roller and nothing other than that for now. So yeah, find yourself, and we always start in this the position that you're gonna drape yourself over the roller. So just be careful of how you get into the position, and you can just come on down. I would advise a nice wide base of support, so your feet wider than hip distance, just so you can relax, right? Sometimes we use the roller with weights, balance work in my ball and balance class. But today, I just want you to let your body be heavy. Let your mind be light. Let your breath be deep wherever you want to put the breath. We're not trying to Pilates breath. We're not trying to do anything like that. We're just breathing and just allowing ourselves to melt around the roller, right? And in this position, you can take your arms and you can open them up wide, kind of open up the whole front body here. You can reach your arms over your head, just kind of, I always think of a cat finding a little patch of sun, and just taking advantage of gravity instead of fighting it, like we sometimes try to do in weights class. We want to honor that now, right? And when you do your roller, you kind of want to think about your muscles as dough that's kind of, not exactly smoothed out, right? Almost like a kind of a little fist almost. And the roller as the pin. And as we go through, you're gonna roll the dough out so that it's flat, right? And smooth. And then when we start building our muscle, that smoothness can stack on each other and get stronger, and not be so tense. So if that analogy works for you, super. So you are dough today. Congratulations. Right? So we're just going to be here for a few more seconds before we start with the base of the skull. So a couple nice deep breaths for you. You can make whatever sound you want. Like I said, breathing however you like to breathe. And then let's just slowly and carefully come off of the mat on either side of the roller. And we're going to take the roller and we're going to put it right at the edge, right at the end of our mat, like a pillow, okay? So you can think about just, being in bed. And you're going to put the roller right at the base of your skull. And I'm going to bend my knees, put my feet on the floor. I'm just going to really relax. And from here, I'm going to roll my head from right to left. And just gentle pressure on the base of the skull. Nothing should hurt. And just breathe. And you can stay on one side, so I'm just going to take my head to the right, and I'm just going to do little circles with my nose. Just a few times clockwise, a few times counterclockwise, maybe a little shaking of the head, no. And then I'm going to come over to the other side and do the same thing. Just little circles. circles. Both directions. And just little no. And then just come center. What we're going to do now is we're just going to rock ourselves up to a brief seated position. Okay? And you're going to just let the roller roll down to your shoulder blade area, right? So we're just kind of hanging out together here. I'm going to have my hands just gently cradling my head, and I'm going to allow my head and neck and elbows to drop behind the roller. Okay? And boy, does that open up the armpit area, right? Just cradling the head. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my feet into the floor, lift my butt up off the ground. So I'm in a little bridge kind of, right? And then I'm just going to roll down all the way through the shoulder blades, down as far as I want to, and then roll back up. So for now, we're keeping our hips off the floor. I'm going to add on to that, but just for now, drape your head over the roller, and then cradle it and walk, walk, walk back, and then walk forward. So go down your spine just a couple of times. It's really nice to be able to pause and just kind of roll in between the shoulder blades. A lot of us hold tension there, right? So then just the whole length of the spine, really. And listen to your body, and if it feels like, you know, you like to drape your head below the roller, that's great. On this one, I'm gonna walk, walk, walk down so that the roller is going past my bra area. I'm gonna straighten my legs. I'm gonna put my butt on the floor, right? And then I'm just gonna gently tug on my neck. Right, so we're out of the bridge, tug, 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 and then pick your butt up, roll all the way back, open up the elbows, and do that a couple more times. Walk all the way down the spine, relax your bottom to the floor, gentle tug, lift up again, roll all the way up to the base of the neck. And we'll do that one more time. Feels so good. All the way down. Rest and tug on your neck. Just gentle. And then relax. How does that feel? Feel good? All right. So the next thing we're going to do is our hip flexors. Okay? If the hip flexor does this, okay, so it lifts your legs up. So if you sit all day, they're tight. If you walk all day, like I walk dogs all day, they're overworked, right? We hike a lot in Boulder too. So whatever your deal is, you need to release them. If they're tight, what they do is they kind of pull on through the pelvis onto the low back. And so if you have a tight low back, this is your exercise. It's really helpful. So we're going to come all the way on top of the roller. And we're just using the roller on this portion of the class to just elevate the pelvis off the floor. I'm going to bring my left knee into the chest, and I'm going to let my right leg just relax, okay? Just relax here. You're not trying to force it into any position. Then I'm going to take my left knee, and I'm going to bring it slightly outside, and I'm going to pull it up towards the ear. And you should feel a stretch on the top of your right leg. And just breathe into this stretch. Just focus on breath right to the area that you want to stretch, right? And your neck should feel nice and relaxed now. So you should just be able to let it go. You'll find that you're tighter on one side than the other, and that's normal. Just breathe. Yeah. continue with this knee, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left knee, I'm going to drop it all the way across the body so that I'm going to roll over onto my right hip. And we're not going to stay in one position. You don't really want to do that. What you want to do is roll back and forth. Remember, you are the dough and the roller's the pin. And you're just finding those knots that most of us have on the side of the hip. Okay? Yep. Just back and forth. And you can kind of adjust where you are, where you are on your hip. You don't want to be on your bursa sac, which is below where we are right now, the sac of fluid. So just left to right, over and over. Yep. Couple more seconds. I know I could be here. I could be here in my glutes all day, but we want to get some upper body in here too. So let's go ahead and roll back over onto our back, and you're going to switch sides. So now my right knee is into my chest, my left leg is just relaxing, right? And then I'm going to pull this right knee in take it out to the side and pull it towards the ear. And really just focusing on breathing and relaxing into that hip flexor at the top of the left leg. This side is always tighter for me. Sometimes it's how we sleep, right? If you sleep all curled up in the fetal position, then you've got that tightness there. I sometimes do sleep that way. So this is so good for you. Remember, nothing should hurt like a pull, right? Too much. Just gentle stretch and pressure. And then let's do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to take this right knee and then I'm going to drop it across the body onto the left hip and just gently massage left to right. Ooh, I just found one. Sometimes if you really roll over almost onto the IT band upper portion, you can feel something. So just experiment. And if you don't feel anything, that's fine too, right? You're just taking time for yourself, which is super important. But just, if you are finding knots, what the body tends to do is tighten up in kind of response and defense of it. Especially if you're new to roller or haven't done it in a while. So just really, try to talk to your muscles and remind them to relax and breathe into them. Just a few more seconds here. And then come over onto your back again. I want you to hold on to the roller so it doesn't roll away. And we're just going to let our knees just fall into the torso. Just let them fall into the chest. And this is always a nice little gentle low back stretch. At least for me. And just hold this for a few seconds, right? And then I'm going to take my hands and I'm just going to gently scooch the roller out of the way. What I want you to do is I want you to take your legs and I want you to put them to the left of you. Okay? The roller's going to be to the right of you. And we're just going to do a little lats and triceps, armpit, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to put my right hand on the roller. I'm going to twist my torso and put my left hand on the roller. And I'm going to scooch the roller out of the way. So you're getting your forearms, right? Taking up a lot of my little space here. And I feel this really in my right armpit. So a couple of those. Take the space, just really press, let go. So we're also using the roller to elevate our limbs so that we can increase the stretch, right? So it's not always pushing down or rolling over muscle. You can use the roller in that other way too. One more. And then go ahead and kind of face forward a little bit so that you can get into the triceps, which is the back of the arm, and also the lats a little bit, right? Around to the back. Oh, right there. I've got a really stiff roller, and for me, because there's not a whole lot of muscle, you know, I mean a lot of body fat where we are right now. It's pretty intense. Yep. So we won't be here for very long. You can always pause, right? This is being recorded, so you can always pause and stay where you need to be, right? Okay. I know. Making roller face. All right, so let's just come over and do that on the other side. How'd that feel? I know sometimes some of these feel really gooey and some of these feel like, ooh, right? But the more you do it, I swear, your muscles will just kind of go, oh, all right, we're rolling, all right, got it. Right. So my legs are now to my right, left hand is on the roller, right hand is on the roller, and we're just gonna roll away, pressing that left armpit down towards the floor, and then coming back up. Yep. I'm gonna do one more here. And I'm just gonna, for lack of time, I know we could be here for a while, huh? Do an hour of this. So triceps, getting into the back muscle a little bit here. Usually my cat is, I know, she just stuck her paw underneath the door. As you guys know, usually Sugar comes in and takes class with us, right? I've got a really, really sweet cat. But she's like, why can't I be in the room? I see this little paw. All right. So we are going for the big ones, right? So we're gonna do quadriceps now, and we do 3-foot positions when we do quadriceps. Toes down, toes, legs spread, toes out, and then toes in, okay? So I'm gonna start way back here, and you're gonna roll from your, just below your pubic bone, right, to your knees, kneecaps, right above the kneecaps, okay? Yep. And keep in mind, you're getting a bonus because you are doing a moving plank. So you're getting a little bit of core as well. So keep your belly, you know, slightly pulled in, your abdominals contracted so that you don't create a sway back. After all that releasing, we don't want to create tension. So just roll. Yep. And if it hurts your elbows, you can just double up on your mat, or you can you know, have a softer mat. Yep. Sometimes I like to curl my heels to my butt. In other words, bend my knees and roll. That makes it a little more intense. Yeah, so you do you. And then I want you to pause and spread your legs and keep going. Okay. Yep. So now you should feel the innermost quadricep, little inner thigh as well. As we roll here. Try not to rush through this, but I want to get every muscle group, right? I want to make sure that we have some more work to do. Pause, and then bring your internal rotation into it so we can feel a little different here. So I'm in a pigeon-toed position. Okay. Just about a few more seconds. And like I said, you can pause this. I'm just a coach. If you have the time, take some more time. So I want you to come on back, and I want you just to briefly sit on your heels, right? We spend a lot of time in flexion, wearing shoes, right? Standing up. And so what we really want to do is lengthen our tibialis, our front of our feet, and you can always put the roller in between your butt and your heels, right? If that makes it more accessible to you, just for a few seconds. We're just stretching out the front of the feet. Yep, which is why we do this barefoot, right? Yep. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go right from glutes to IT band and then an arch to finish. So I'm going to sit on the roller and I'm going to pick all my leg weight up. And my hands are behind the roller and I'm just rolling. I'm trying to find those tiny little, overworked piriformis muscles, the smaller gluteals, the bigger ones. So just, yep, roll, roll, roll. Yep. Good job. And you don't have to have your feet off the floor. You can definitely put your feet on the floor too. And speaking of feet on the floor, so when we go into the side of the leg here, not a lot of, there's connective tissue, but the real muscle is up here. Bursa is here, so we don't want to press. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my top foot and I'm going to put it on the floor, okay? My hands are behind the roller, and I can always ease up on whatever pressure I need. That's why my top foot is there, right? And then we're just going to roll from the knee. Yep. And I can find a lot of positions here. If I'm facing the ceiling, I can kind of get my underbutt. You all know I'm a caretaker of your underbutt, right? So I can go from face up to kind of side to almost the outside of my quad, right? The outer quad. And so you can spend time just changing where your torso relation to the roller is, depending on where you need the work, right? Okay? Yep. Does that make sense? Yeah, good. Yep. All right, so let's go and do the other side, right? So, onto the bun, back and forth. Yep, lots of good stuff here. Oh. Doing okay, everybody? Yeah? Good. consistently, it really does help with recovery. Unlike a muscle that you don't want to just start stretching from cold, think of, you know, a thing of taffy, you wouldn't get it out of the refrigerator and try to pull it, it would snap. Rolling, you can do almost any time, right? Okay, so that's the nice part about that, is that you can do it first thing in the morning to loosen up. You can do it right before a workout, right? We always think of stretching after a workout. You can roll before a workout. Jane, you were asking about that the other day. Okay, get on that roller before spinning or whatever. Do your hip flexors and then do your workout. So I'm going to go on to my IT band. Remember, one part, foot on the floor to lighten up the load. And then just go easy. Check it out. I'm going to start kind of facing the ceiling. Right? There's my underbutt, and then I face the wall. There's my T-band. I can face the floor. Oh, and there's my outer quad. So play around, right? Play around. Just don't stay in one position. Roll. Smooth out the dough, and you can come back quicker and stronger. Yep. Okay. Good job, good job. Oh. Almost there. Yep. Okay, so what I want to do for kind of our final minute or two is I wanted to put the roller in front of you. Right, and like I said, if I'm on my knee caps, but I'm also, this is a fairly cushy mat, so I just want you to make sure that you're comfortable. And then we're just going to put our fingertips on the roller, and I'm going to kind of peel off an imaginary wall here as I just roll the roller away from me. I'm going to stick my butt up in the air, right? I think this is called puppy or something, which makes sense for me. Dropping my arms, dropping my head in between my arms, really feeling that shoulder stretch. And then from here, I'm going to tuck my butt under. I'm going to arch my back, and I'm going to roll the roller back in, okay? And then push away, keep rolling it out. Yeah, pressing those armpits down into the floor. Yep, and then tuck the butt under. Arch the back. So that arching is part of the flow of it, right? And then again, peel off the wall, roll it away. Good. Yep. Roll it in. And we'll do one more. Roll it out. Roll it in. And then just roll it all the way up. Okay? Yep. And then go ahead and stand up. Because part of the work is, and for every class I teach, we do a posture check at the end of class. So I want to make sure that this feels really, really good for your posture. So, yep, every class we do. So feet shoulder distance apart, maybe a little wider. Soft knees. Glutes slightly engaged, abdominals in and up, shoulders roll back and down. Feel good? And let's breathe. Inhale up. Down center. One more, just like that. Down center. And we hold this up. And we